these crazy ideas about capital gains are coming out of the Kamala Harris campaign. 44% on capital gains, 25%, I think, on unrealized capital gains. Something like that. The point being is, if you go buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, I'll say, and suddenly that $1,000 is worth $2,000, and you don't cash it in, it's just sitting in an account. The Harris plan is to tax people on that $1,000 gain, even though you haven't made any money. It's just in an account. If you buy stock in General Motors and it goes from $1,000 to $2,000, they want you to pay $1,000 tax on $1,000 of the upswing. You haven't made any money until you sell the stuff, right? This is insanity. Has the market priced this in?
I don't think the market's priced that in. I don't think the market believes that will happen, but the precedent that it would set would be unbelievable. So my understanding is that it's for high net worth, folks over 100 million. So it would only affect like the top 0.1 or less. But the income tax was not affected everyone when it came into effect, in 1913 either. Okay, so but it set the precedent for future taxes. And so if something like this were to pass, it might only affect a few people today, but probably everyone in the future.
All right, so the last thing I want to ask you about before I run out of time here, the other crazy idea, one of the many crazy ideas, $25,000 subsidy, not a tax credit, a subsidy, a check from the American government to first-time home buyers. Makes a lot of people pretty angry, but what would that do to home prices and to the market?
It's going to raise prices. So when I look at this, it makes me think about the 2009 Obama credit. I believe it was $8,000. But we had a real estate market that was completely locked up back then. There was no action. Prices were in decline. You couldn't even sell your house if you tried to save your life. And so giving a little bit of demand, it was a policy decision that made a little bit of sense. And by the way, the deficit or the debt was only like 11 trillion back then. Now we're at 35 trillion. Now they're talking about 25,000, but it's just fueling the fire. The demand is already insatiable. It's a low supply. So you're going to put in a policy.
Prices are already high. Yeah, prices are already high. All right, you can find out more. You can find out more with Nick at peakwm.com. We've got, for those of you that are watching on the streaming platforms or television, there's a QR code. Just snap that. You can get a second opinion from Nick Hopwood, certified financial planner, the founder of Peak Wealth. Peakwm.com, peakwm.com. There you go, Nick. Hey, I wish we had more time. There's a lot to talk about the economy. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Steve. Jared Goff for president.